couple croissants. I got this one, which is, we have the glasses. Good morning. We are today in Spain because it is the day of the full solar eclipse. It's literally like 10 o'clock right now, but I am so tired. It's really hot here today. It's going to be like 40 degrees. I'm just getting ready super quickly because today we are in a new city that I have never been to before. So we are in Soria and I have never seen it. So we're going to go outside and walk around the city before it gets too hot. I don't really know why I'm bothering with the makeup because every day I put makeup on and it just melts down my face. And I'm gonna brush my hair quickly. Here's the final look. My hair kind of needs a wash, but that's fine. I wanted to stop here super quickly, so we went to get a coffee in Soria, and now we are down by the river. We are by the river Duero, and we're gonna just like take a walk and go to this very, very cool church, but more on that later. I just bought from the cafe, well, my boyfriend bought, a couple croissants. They're really small. I'm not a big breakfast person, so they're just like a little snack. But I got two. I got this one, which is like a little pistachio croissant. You can see the pistachio. And this one, which is a chocolate that I don't actually know, called Filipinos. Like someone from the Philippines. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna try and I'll let you know which one's the best. This one's really good. It tastes a bit like a Kinder Bueno. And this one, they're really good. Let's keep walking. So we're now taking a walk in the park because we're going to this like cool church that has been built into the caves. It's really, really green here, which was surprising to me, because Soria is like a city right in the center of Spain. It's right in the middle. But now we're heading over this bridge. You can see here the bridge. And then up there, that's the church that we're going to go to in a minute.
The thumbnail is going to be the Eclipse.
Oh yeah. Okay, now up these steps. It is so hot today. So this is like it feels very difficult. Like I feel like there's not a lot of oxygen in the air. I think it's probably just because I'm not that used to it. But here are the steps. Apparently I'm out of breath because we are 1 kilometer above sea level, so we're like in the mountains. So a little bit of context here, because I did not film too much in the church because I wanted to be respectful, but you enter the church by going through this cave and there's this stained glass image in the back. We are now inside of this church, which is built into a cave. So you can see behind me all of the cave walls, all of the rock. Originally, there was a saint or a man that lived in the caves. And then in the 1600s, they built this church, and it is so impressive. It's so cool because you can see the rock. Everything is built into all of the walls are built into the rock. It was free to enter, and honestly, the whole thing was so incredible to see. The view as well was gorgeous from the windows. I also left a note in the guest book, so if you visit, see if you can find my entry. This church is associated with a saint called San Saturio, which I guess in English is like Saint Saturio, to say it with a more English accent. And one day, a 6-year-old boy fell out of one of the windows. So one of the windows up here, he fell from one of the windows up here, and the saint saved the boy. They saved the boy, and he survived the fall with no injuries, and this is one of the stories that is associated with this church and with the saint that is here. It was also very, very cool because it's a cave. The temperature is much lower than outside, and it's now like midday, so it's hot here in Soria. I don't think we have like a particular plan for now. Just going to head into the city. We're getting lunch at some point, but mostly we're going to avoid being outside. We decided it was time to head back towards the city, back to Soria. We did take a quick pit stop. A pit stop is like a quick break where you do something different. So we stopped over in another old church. This one had these really cool arches outside. It's really interesting because this is very, very old. I think they said it's from like the 1400s, like the 15th century or 14th century. But they're really old, and apparently they don't really know how to preserve them. They were very strict about like what we can and cannot do here, but you cannot touch anything, which is fair enough. We're now leaving. I'm still dying, it's so hot. It's around 1 p.m, so we're going to get vermouth, which is basically like it's like pre-lunch they do here in Spain. Like a little something to eat and something to drink, which is really good news because I need air conditioning, so. And then we went back into the city. Now, I want to make a whole video on this, but the food culture in Spain is very, very different from the culture in the UK. So, for example, sometimes people will meet up for vermouth before they have lunch. I don't think we have a direct translation for this in English, but would probably describe it as getting like a quick bite to eat before lunch, or maybe like nibbles or something like this. We then went in for lunch, and lunch is typically the bigger meal of the day. We ordered lots of different plates to share. We're going to share a few plates, and I'm going to film with my phone because my camera's going to die. So, in the UK, we normally order a plate for ourselves, so like a plate each. So I always like that in Spain, we get to try lots of different things because we just share everything. And after that, we got back into the car and went into the countryside to get ready for the eclipse. We are now in a village in basically the middle of Spain. We are going to go and watch the solar eclipse in about an hour, more or less, like an hour and a half. No, 1 hour. I will probably film a little bit more of an explanation as to like what is happening when I'm not at the eclipse, and I'm not sure how much I can film without ruining my camera, but I'll try, okay? I'll try my best. The solar eclipse is where the moon goes over the sun, and it only happens once every 100 years in each country. Spain was experiencing a total eclipse this year, and it's the first time since 1912. So I was super, super excited to go to Spain and hopefully see it. You do need to be careful when watching the eclipse because the sun is incredibly, incredibly bright, and it's not good for you to just be staring directly at the sun. You do have to wear these like special eclipse glasses. We have the glasses and we're waiting for the eclipse now. When you wear these, you basically can't see anything except the sun. The only problem was, with the glasses, it looked amazing, but with my camera, it just could not see the eclipse. So every single video I took with my phone, it just looks like an orange blob and nothing else. But this is when the eclipse was kind of happening. This is like showing as a full sun, and it's not a full sun. My camera cannot do it. There was some time when the moon was just about covering the sun. And at that moment, you couldn't really see many things changing. You could see that some of the shadows were changing. For example, people would use like strainers, things used to strain water from food. They would use strainers and you could see how the sun was no longer circular in the shadows. The shadows were changing. But when it came to the total eclipse, we moved to a new location with a better vantage point, a better viewing point in order to see everything go dark. In the moment where the moon covers the sun completely, you are allowed to take your glasses off and you can look at the sun. I did think about narrating over the top of the eclipse, but I think everybody's reaction is so lovely that I want you to hear it for yourself. One of the reasons why I did not film during the eclipse was because mostly we were speaking in Spanish. I was in Spain, so I did speak in English when I was recording myself, but nobody could really understand me, so I mostly was speaking Spanish, but I'm going to let you watch the moments where the eclipse takes place. No! What? This is crazy!
9. Igual hay que alargar un poco más. Oye, no nos queda nada. Ibi, mira. ¡Fin del mundo! Ahora, 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 ya, toma. Ahora le pueden mirar sin agua, ¿no?
Oh my god!
¡Guau!
Look over there!
Mira, mira. Mira el cielo.
No, it won't show. What?
¿Y si lo grabas con el iPhone?
No!
La
I don't think it will even get it in.
No, la luna, has hecho la luna esa. Es perfecto,
Yeah.
mira qué pasada.
pasada, ¿no?
140 duraba en Soria, era la zona de máxima duración.
Oh my
Qué
god.
barbaridad, ¿no?
I could cry. I feel quite
insane,
emotional.
¿no? Hala, mira, ya está empezando a salir.
¡Gafas!
Hostia, qué pasada. Guapa.
I thought it would be pitch black, almost like nighttime during the total eclipse, which lasted about a minute and a half. But it was more like dusk, you know? It was more like the evening. It was like sunset everywhere. And you could look at the sun. I thought my camera couldn't see it, but it could, but only when you looked kind of from one angle. After the eclipse, it was quite late, to be honest. I think we ended up just walking back to the car and having dinner. But I honestly, I cannot remember what I had for dinner. I cannot remember what I had. I think we just cooked at home. I would love to know if you have seen an eclipse in your lifetime. What was the experience like for you? Anyway, and that was my day, pretty much. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and thank you so very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye!